anything last night?
So no, I was just watching. So I watched this small, and when I say small, it was 20 minutes, but it was sick. Do you know what Mensur is?
Mensur.
Mensur. Do you know what Mensur is?
Nah.
Take a guess what Mensur is.
Can I have it in a sentence, please? No, wait.
No, I can give you.
No, or can you spell it for me? This is like reverse spelling.
Okay. MENSUR.
Mens. Is it now? Can I have the country of origin?
So Western Europe, primarily Germany and Austria.
Primarily. All right.
That's where it became very popularized.
Now, if you were to pronounce it in a German accent, how would it sound?
Mensur.
Oh.
German accents are just loud. It's just loud.
All right. So
it's just loud.
Let's say you were a German professor, and today we were going to be talking about Mensur. Like, how would you present that as a
If
topic?
I was a German professor,
A German college professor.
today we are going to talk about Mensur.
All right, men. I would guess it is. I hate to even say this, but this is where my head went. I would male menstruation.
Wow. So this is okay. Hold on. There is blood involved, and I guess
there will be blood.
I guess if men were going to menstruate, this is where they would menstruate from.
Oh dear God. All right. I don't think that got me closer because
No.
I feel like if I was going to ask God to give me a spot to menstruate from, it's gonna be from my eyes.
You're getting close.
I'm gonna cry my blood.
Dude, and that's the way men should menstruate. Menstruating should be crying blood.
Once a month I cry blood.
Just
no big
dude,
deal.
that would be so sick if men just once a month bottled up everything and then just like read it out. That would be so sick.
I don't menstruate. I menstigmata.
I menstruate, dude. Menstruation would be sick.
Okay, so let me okay, but it's not from the eyes. It's not blood bleeding from the eyes.
Oh, okay.
But it sounds like it's bleeding from the
Hold on. If it could happen, you could bleed from the eyes.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, every time once a month when my wife is whining about her menstruation, I feel like I'm bleeding from the ears.
Sure, that can happen. and I will say in Mensur, there's a possibility you could bleed from the ears.
Oh dear God! I mean,
dude, when I saw this, I was like, "What is?" Because like every now and again, so basically my nightly ritual is I get in bed with Alex. Alex falls asleep almost immediately.
Yeah,
I can't do that. Mm-hmm. So what I usually do is I will watch.
Wait, you know why that is, right? You know why women fall asleep so quickly and it takes men so long?
What? Oh, I have a theory.
Because like I think my theory is the answer.
I have a theory. I have a legitimate theory.
Okay, let me hear your legitimate theory.
The legitimate theory is women are bitches.
bitches spelled with like E-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z.
They actually float away. The bitches just float away. The Z's go away. No, I think the reason women fall asleep when they're with their significant other who happens to be male.
All right, I think we're on the same page.
Is because they feel safe. Uh-huh. And men have this weird thing where like I have to stay awake long enough where I know that they're secure.
Yeah.
And if anything happens, I'll be able to act in
that's
that
basically what it is. It's basically so women feel safe. Women look at their guy and like, I feel safe and go to sleep. And men look at their woman like, this bitch is going to get me killed.
You know what's funny? Women look at me, my girlfriend looks at me and she's like, I feel safe enough to fall asleep. And then I watch her fall asleep, and then I look at my shotgun, and I'm like, I feel safe enough to fall asleep. I look at the short barrel Mossberg 500 next to my bed. I'm like, yeah, I feel pretty safe right now. I'm feeling pretty good.
That's your man.
That's my man, dude. That's my dude.
That's my guy.
And I jack him off, dude. It is wild. So so my nightly thing is I get in bed, and then I watch either. Well, I watch all three, but I watch The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross. Mm-hmm. It is like a perfect. You don't have to think about shit.
Yeah.
It is his like
that's like counting sheep,
dude. It is wild how and like when I say Bob Ross puts me to sleep, I'm not even talking shit on Bob Ross. No. I'm more like, wow, this is so relaxing, and nothing is wrong.
Yeah, he has a soothingly monotone way that he speaks.
And even when he's like kind of getting like excited, he's still like, well, look at that.
Yeah,
look what I just did there. It's like a. Nothing.
That's a pretty man.
Dude, if Bob Ross had a gun, I would feel so much. I'd be like, now this is my dude. If he just was holding a gun the whole time making happy trees, I'd be fucking pumped. So I watch Bob Ross.
He also, by the way, has a sheep-like afro.
Straight up. You know he hated that hair. You know he hated that?
Yeah?
Yeah, dude.
He wanted to be sheared?
So Bob Ross, when he started, he had like a regular haircut.
Yeah.
And then they were like, he accidentally apparently got a perm. Allegedly. Okay. Accidentally.
That seems like
got
a lie.
Keep in mind, dude, it's the 70s.
Oh, it's the 70s.
It's the 70s,
People were
dude.
accidentally getting permed all the time.
You have to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Damn. Dude, it's so crazy how different decades allow for different circumstances.
You just fuck up and go in. You're like, I guess I'll get a perm. Yeah. Everyone else is, I guess I'll see how I look. So he got the fro, and then more people tuned in. Because it was either, I don't know whether it was disarming or just in vogue with what was going on here. And then, like, he wanted to get rid of it. And they're like, actually, our ratings are going up. Yeah. Don't get rid of the perm. So he hated the perm. Bob Ross hated the perm.
Okay.
To this day, or before he died, he was like, yeah, I then became a trademark. And I couldn't get rid of it. And it was just like what everyone recognized about me. And in fact, perms started becoming more popular because of Bob Ross. And they started becoming more popular with like hippies and fruits because Bob Ross did it. Now perms were popular because of just guys who just wanted to look like they, either had money or were successful or what have you. Yeah. It just became like a thing.
Well, I love that you got transported back to the 70s to have this discussion. Hippies and fruits. You
know how it is.
Hippies and fairies.
And fruits,
you know
man.
What I'm talking about.
The fucking fruitcake.
So hippies and sissies.
Limp-wristed dudes. They love perms. So those guys, they started getting perms because we have a guy who's like, he's such a chill dude. And now it's like almost like a visual representation.
He was a beacon.
Straight up. He was a lighthouse of fruitness.
Yeah.
And they really were like, yo, I'm in on that. So anyway, I watch a Bob Ross. And then I watch a dude well,
instead of as a lighthouse, instead of him saving you from getting shipwrecked, he helps you get your shit wrecked.
His lighthouse has a tip. That's it.
He has a circumcised lighthouse.
He didn't know he's a beacon of gayness. So I watch that, and then I watch there's a Russian dude called Lesnoy, who just builds shit. He'll just make like a bunker he'll like dig a hole and make like a fucking cabin in the woods out of nothing. And that is great. And then I watch a small documentary on nothing. And really, for the longest time, I get in little kicks. Like for the longest time, I was watching shit about ancient Egypt and lost technology.
Oh, of course.
Like that. It's amazing.
That's the only thing. That's my only nightly ritual.
You just watch, you veg out, and you're like, wow, I can't believe these. Everyone's, dude. When I watch, I'm like, everyone's so retarded. We are so stupid. We have no idea what we're doing. But I started watching.
My haircut is a nod to ancient Egyptian pharaohs.
Is it because Jews made it?
Yeah. I enslaved hundreds of Jews over 40 years.
It's because you got small Jewish men to build your hair.
Yeah.
beautiful.
First, I had them build a ramp.
Straight up. they got to import all the hair from different parts of Egypt.
Which people don't believe because of how long the ramp had to be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's got to be something going on. Yeah, it's perfect. It's lost technology.
It was actually shorter dudes with the same haircut that they just walked on top of the...
You're an afro. That's what you are. So I watch.
Yeah. But real quick, the original box is a nod to the pharaoh crown. That's what the original.
For real?
Yeah, they were Hotep. They were like the
I get
like
you.
those black guys that talk about pyramids in space all the time.
You know what? I honestly think maybe that's what Bob Ross was trying to do. He was
Talking
like, he's like, yo, I want to nod to the pharaohs right now. And they're like, dude, you're whiter than hell. We can't do that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing everything right. Every time I go to sleep at night, I'm counting Jews.
I'll just try it.
That would be crazy.
It would be.
You could if you whatever you count, like a miniature version of that, like kind of appears like in your.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like in cartoons when they count sheep, there's like a bubble of
straight
sheep.
up, yeah.
You know, you start counting Jews,
but it's just Jews asking for better fruit in the back of the grocery store.
Do you have anything in the back?
All these peaches are soft.
Do you have anything? Do you have anything in the back? Do you have anything in the back?
Yeah, you're at the grocery store trying to order from the secret menu.
I know you got the better stuff back there.
My cousin has a friend that works here, and he says you have stuff in the back.
Look, I know. I came here a week ago, and you had better sweet potatoes than you did.
Yeah, little lady got them out of the bag for me.
I saw. Don't tell me you don't have them back there.
So,
all right, so the third thing you do.
So the third thing, I watch a documentary on I was on an Egypt trip for a while, still am, but then I started watching just odd thing, like just shit I didn't know about, and now my algorithm is just throwing me shit that it just spirals.
This is your adult education,
dude. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So I watched last night this thing on Mensur, and I was like, yo, bring this back.
Okay.
Bring this
You
back.
want it back?
I want it back.
Can I this will be my last attempt at guessing.
Take a
guess.
But
it's not even a real attempt. Is it like a torture technique?
No.
Okay. Is it a medical practice?
No.
Okay. Is it a I don't want to say spirit, like what am I trying to say? Like is it a superstitious practice?
No.
Okay. I'm done.
So Mensur.
Yeah.
So there is fencing. You know what fencing is?
You're talking about
fencing
with
swords.
Okay, good God. Thank God that was what thank God
Did
that
you think
was
it was going to be a wild
thing.
German sexual thing?
Like, dude, I'm not into this weird kinky shit.
She was fencing me, dude. I don't want to get fenced.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know she was into fencing when we first got together, but
you know what? I should have looked at her fucking Facebook page. I should have seen at the top it said into fencing.
Yeah, that's crow in my face.
Bottom looking for fencing. So instead of fencing, fencing is sword fighting where you're allowed to move, and it's all about points. It's all about a win. There is a winner and loser in fencing. Mensur is not about points. It is two men in a fixed location. They stand about maybe 3 feet away from one another.
Okay, how have they become fixed?
They just stand still. And if
honor code.
It's all honor. This is what it's all about. It's all about honor.
It's all about, all right.
This is what makes it so baller.
Which is missing, by the way,
dude,
from society right
all
now.
About honor.
We have no honor.
The whole point of Mensur is to promote courage in the face of danger and fear.
Oh, man.
Dude.
I'm already terrified.
Dude.
I quit already.
Two men, and now you don't have to.
Okay.
And it's almost seen like you're not a pussy because they understand like, yo, this is fucking wild.
Yeah.
So two men stand with swords that have flat edges, almost like a fencing sword. They're almost you hold it like kind of like sideways, and you stand like 3 feet apart from one another.
Yeah.
And you just kind of duel, and the whole thing is not to like hit one another. The whole thing is to be swinging a sword so close to somebody else's face and vice versa that you don't move, and you just stand there recklessly swinging a sword. And the whole point is to stand your ground, the whole time until it's almost like playing chicken with swords. And the first person who fucking quits is like seen as like not less than. It's the whole point is being like, I think you can either quit and tap out, and then they're like, what's wrong with you? Or if you get hit in the face with the sword and scarred, you can either be like, you got me, and maybe you can go back and try it again. People, for the longest time, before World War II, in Germany and Austria, had scars on their face, and they were seen as a badge of courage and honor as other people because you stood there while a man tried to fucking cut your face and you defended, but you don't back away.
This is why, and I hope I articulate this correctly, but this is why, culturally, Europeans needed black people. Right, and that's just the introduction. It's about to get terrible.
And here we go.
Because they needed to have a less self-destructive way of standing their ground.
All right,
you got to stand your ground.
Straight up.
You need that. You need that in your life.
Yeah. All right.
But you like standing your ground while a man wields a sword in your face and not moving is definitely detrimental to longevity and health.
Straight up.
But standing your ground when an unfamiliar black person steps on your porch, now that is something that can keep a culture moving.
But the whole thing is, you can't be like, yo, motherfucker, and then bring out your sword like Mensur.
Well, you can bring out your gun and hold it sideways.
You could and just wave it around. It's like, who's a pussy now?
Yeah.
But the whole point is that, like, you know,
no, this is badass. This is
it's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
It's wild, and it's like something that you look. So another thing. So after I watched this documentary, I watched another one, and it was all about like fencers were seen as like pussies. Mm-hmm. They were like, oh, you guys are like trying to win points.
Yeah, you be dodging and parrying.
Like, what are you doing? And like the whole thing was like you had a face mask on, and like the whole point was like you were just trying to like touch and tap where the person would be.
Fencing is also gay because of their finishing poses.
Oh, the
yeah. There's a lot of like their hands will be flared like this.
It's a very
you know?
yeah. It's almost French.
Yeah,
it's not German at all, dude.
If you took out. If you like had a video of fencing, and you had two people dubbing the sounds that they're making,
you'd hear a lot of
right. That's exactly. And nobody would bat an eye. People would be
straight
like,
up.
"That's clearly
if they were mic'd up.
That
if they had them mic'd up, mic'd up fencing would.
The gayest.
It would be terrible.
Fencing's the gayest.
But the men, dude. So the Mensur guys. So you could wear, and again, I'm not completely shitting on fencing with the masks because in Mensur you could wear. They almost look like welding goggles to protect your eyes, and then you wear padded clothing. But there would be some dudes who'd be like, I'm not even wearing that.
Nah, fuck
there would
that.
be dudes who'd be like, I'm not wearing that.
I'm raw dog.
However, Mensur, they had a thing to protect your throat because they didn't want people to die.
Yeah.
They did like, we don't want someone to like, you know, if you and I got into an argument, I was like, you're like, yo, motherfucker, I challenge you to a duel. I'd be like, well, we can do that, or we can just see who's not a pussy. Declining a duel is kind of pussy.
This sounds like I didn't have a big brother. I had a big sister, right? But this sounds like my big sister conducted herself as a big brother my whole entire childhood. This sounds like Big Brother activity where it's like, let's see who can punch each other the softest. I'll go first.
I'll go first. Yeah.
Or you go first. You go first. I'll close it out.
Oh. Dude, I love it. You won.
You ever had that happen?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, my sister was a bit. I cannot believe when I look back on my childhood how many times I fell for that. One day I fell for it multiple games in a row in like a span of 10 minutes.
Dude,
where she went second and blasted me. And I'd be on the ground like, I won. And she'd be like, no, run that back. Let's run that back. That's 2 out of 3. And I'm like, all right, I'll go first again.
You're right. Oh, you want some more of this?
All right.
I'm gonna win. I'm undefeated, insulted, punching.
By like the fifth round of it, I was basically a fencer.
Yeah.
She hit me, and I was like, and one,
You get hit in your back.
yeah.
Oh.
Like I'm like in that position, like in a twerking position.
Yeah. You're working individual ass cheek. Dude. So yeah, I could challenge you to, or if you challenge me to a duel, I could turn down the duel.
Yeah.
And I could be like, well, how about we just Mensur?
And we take turns waving.
No.
Simultaneous waving.
Dude, it's just so there's actually 4 dudes.
Yeah.
There is one dude from what I've gathered from this, because the one I watched was in German with no subtitles.
Yeah.
And then I watched another one explaining it. So from what I gathered with the 4 dudes, it's you and me versus one another.
Yeah.
But then you have a representative and I have a representative who has swords as well. Who then they keep the sword. They take their swords and they keep it in, like, they make sure that no one's swinging super wildly.
Gotcha.
So you're just, honestly, dude, you're 3 feet just doing this with a fucking sword. And the whole point is to stand still and, like, try and defend yourself with another sword.
Can my representative talk my shit for me?
So here's the thing.
Because I'm going to be too focused.
Your representative, from what I've understood, is on my side, and my representative is on your side.
That makes sense, though.
So it's to make sure that your sword doesn't go back. My representative's like, yo, you better not cock that motherfucking sword back. So like,
yeah.
I guess
cut your fucking head off.
Your representative could be talking shit in my ear, like, look at my motherfucking guy, he don't fuck you. It's like the corner men are completely opposite.
Yeah,
and
it reminds me of the game Taboo, a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, when you're reading the card and the person from the other team is behind your shoulder, making sure you don't say any of the words.
Yeah, in this Taboo, it's fuck. You can't say fuck.
You can't say.
Yeah, you can't. No. So these dudes would do this, and it would go. I can't remember how many rounds there were, but you would basically just stand there and wave this motherfucking sword, and you're clanging the swords. You're defending them from trying to hit you, and vice versa. So, but there would be times where, like, if you got, like, you could slap somebody with this fucking sword and leave a scar on their face. So there were men in Austria and Germany and Western Europe that had, like, I mean, like, fucking wild scars on their face, and they weren't seen as, like, you lost Mensur.
No, you won Mensur.
It's like, no, I stood there, and I got fucking belted in the face with a fucking sword.
Now, do you think that's the genesis of scars being sexy?
Without a motherfucking doubt, dude.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Dude, for the longest time, I wanted, like, a badass face scar. I still kind of do. A badass face scar will go so perfectly with your personality. Dude, it's like one of those things that I remember when I was a kid. So I almost lost this eye when I was a kid.
That was his right eye for the people listening now.
That's my right eye. So I almost lost this eye. Almost in a Mensur accident. Me and my younger brother were mensuring with sharpened dowel rods from a 4th of July picnic.
Okay.
And they both had American flags on the end. We were just fucking around.
Yeah.
And my younger brother, I'll give it to him, he fenced. He did not Mensur. He fenced. He lunged in.
Fucking coward.
And he sliced the bottom part of my eyelid.
Yeah.
Sliced it. And I remember being like, oh, fuck,
we're going to get in so much trouble.
Dude,
right
that was the first thought. I was like, we're fucked now. I was like,
Yeah.
we're fucked. And I remember looking down, like, and it hurt a lot. But the pain was overshadowed by the fucking thought of, like, fuck, mom is going to fucking rip my eye out.
Dude,
now.
you couldn't even appreciate that you were menstruating.
No, I seriously couldn't. I was like, fuck. We are so boned now.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I'm like holding my eye, and my younger brother's like, you're all right? He's doing that thing like, are you good? You good? I'm like, fuck, don't try to do what I do to you. Don't try to be like, don't you dare pull the fucking page out of my book, you piece of shit.
The student has now become the teacher.
Yeah, you fucking dick grasshopper. Fuck you.
Calm down.
I don't need this.
Yeah.
So I'm like holding my eye, and I'm bleeding. Like, I'm definitely menstruating. I'm like, fuck. So I walk up to the front porch, and I'm like, we're in trouble. And I'm like, and I'm in pain. I'm like, but I'm like trying not to be like, oh, I'm not hurt. I'm
Yeah,
not, but I am. It sucks.
And that's a weird spot because it's in a crease.
Yeah,
so every
dude.
time you blink,
Every time I blink,
open wide.
So that was the thing. If when I would blink, I would like raise my eyebrow to see like, it's not so bad. I could see through the bottom of the fucking wound. I was like,
that's kind of cool.
I'm like, I am fucked.
Yeah.
So then,
and you can like I'll close my eyes and tell you how many fingers you're holding.
Dude,
up.
I was like, I got a superpower now, dude. And then I went in, my mom saw it. She started freaking out. She's like, what the fuck happened?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? And I was like, my whole brain was like trying to concoct a lie to like say what happened. Because I didn't want to say we were fighting with sticks.
Yeah.
Because then our stick fightings are out. We can't fight with sticks no more. My mom sees us near tree branches. We're fucked. There's going to be no more dowel rods, no more nothing. And I was like, I have to lie about this.
This is why, right here, having to concoct this lie, this is why guys are more creative than women.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, I guess so.
Like you don't find too many women that write great screenplays compared to the amount of guys that write great screenplays. We've been writing them from the beginning.
We have been making a lot of shit up for the longest time.
That's what
men
we do.
make a lot of shit up. We do a lot.
Women tell the truth and then like open their eyes wide and hope they don't get in trouble. You know what I mean?
I would say that's yes and no. I would say
little girls, not women.
Sure,
women are fucking.
Women lie.
You know how
women lie a lot.
Women be. You know how women
lie. Women lie and then they fall asleep so gracefully.
How that is?
It's insane.
God. And not to derail this, but how do they sleep so
dude? It
soundly?
Is nuts. It is nuts,
dude. I tell a lie in the course of a day, and my back sweats for the next 2 weeks.
It's wild.
I can't get comfortable worrying about that lie.
It's because I think they just kind of like they say it, and you know what I really do think it is. I think women have been conditioned to believe that no one's listening to them. I think women say shit, and then they're just like, no one heard that. No one cares what I say.
Yeah.
No one's believing me anyway. I live in a society where no one believes me. I can just kind of say whatever I want, and who cares anyway?
Yeah.
And then upside, people do believe me. And it's like, whatever. I think that might be the cause. And don't get me wrong. I think there's things you definitely should believe chicks about, without a doubt. However, I don't know if a woman would ever, I don't know what a woman would say if someone sliced their eye with a dowel rod at 9 years old. I have no idea.
They wouldn't make up. They're the ultimate victim. That is like their.
Oh,
they just won the Olympics.
Sure.
They just set a world record in the Olympics.
Yeah,
they'll tell exactly what happened, and like, let's murder him now, mommy.
Yeah, I think it would be well.
I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna sound cynical, and I don't and keep that train of thought because this isn't
get cynical.
I think that lying. If when women don't have a guy, lying, their lies are what keep them feeling safe at night.
The lies,
so they can sleep.
All right.
Because the truth is kind of scary for women because like women don't realize it until they mature that they can easily get fucked up by guys.
Okay.
Like when they're girls, the little girls, like my 9-year-old daughters. They have no concept of the fact that boys their age in 5 years will be able to fight. Like, because right now in jiu-jitsu,
sure,
like they can destroy boys their age.
All right, yeah.
They have no idea that in literally like 4 years, that flips dramatically. And then once they come into that world, once women come into that world, they're like, holy shit, the truth will get me killed.
All right. Yeah, I guess I can see that on that end. Yeah, that's an eye-opening thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I've been holding on to that thesis for quite a while, by the way.
I'm glad you practiced what you'd say to your daughters on me. I'm glad you're like, you have no idea what's going to happen to you.
Well, I needed to run it by you before I dropped it on my family.
Thank you.
Before I dropped it on my wife and daughter.
Which is a terrible idea, by the way. I just want to let you know. Not the greatest idea.
Yeah.
So I went in. And I told my mom, I was like, I couldn't even think of anything to say. And I just was like, I cut my eye. And the first question is, how? Not, are you okay? Not what it was just, how did you do that? And I was like, I was messing around. I almost wanted to say that I did it to myself. I was like, because I think if I said Kyle and I were doing that, like not only like maybe Kyle, I actually wasn't really concerned about Kyle getting in trouble as much as I was like, our fun cannot be wrecked. Our fun cannot be fucked up here, because I know eventually, like within a month, whatever happens with it, we're probably going to be doing that again. Something is going to happen again where we're doing something stupid, and I don't want to fuck that up. So I was like, I think I said something about like I did it to myself, and my mom's like, how the fuck did you do that? And then of course Kyle's like, I did it. I fucking did it.
He's trying to take my credit.
He was like, it was Mensur. I win.
He's still in Valor right now, Mom.
Dude.
That was me. I did that.
So we go to the hospital. And I remember, they're like, they're trying to stitch my eye, and the doctor comes in. And he's like, well, Ryan, he's like, this is where I kind of got mad. Mm-hmm. And this, again, I don't know if this is like a fucking delusion or just me being romanticizing badass aesthetic. Because you grow up.
Okay.
That's
not where I thought you were going to go, but go ahead.
You grow up in I was born in 84, so late 80s going into all of the 90s, and again, I'm a kid, I'm watching cartoons, I'm watching movies where this like cool looking gruff aesthetic is like the
gruffier the better.
The gruffier the better. The more grizzled, the better. The more badass looking, the better. And I remember, it's crazy.
Dude, throw an eye patch on you?
Dude. So the crazy thing was, I remember like I would be a kid and I would watch all the different types of shows. And I remember like Knight Rider and Magnum PI. I'd watch these shows and I'd be like, yeah, these guys are cool.
Yeah.
But they're not badass.
Yeah,
they're cool, but they're not bad. Like Tom Selleck and Hasselhoff, like traditionally handsome, good-looking, suave dudes, and I was like, I don't know if I'll ever be
a little too suave.
I was like, I can't do that kind of look. What the fuck is this? I
That's
don't know what this is.
Sensen vibes.
But then you'd watch like the A-Team, and you're looking at like again, you have Face Man, who is a good-looking dude, but like even like Hannibal, like a good-looking guy, but like he's just got smoking a cigar and he's fucking so B.A. Baracus looks ridiculous, but you're like, that guy looks kind of gross. And then all the bad guys you'd see in movies, or the good guys who were like John Connor from fucking the opening scene of Terminator 2 with that fucking wild-ass scar on his face.
Yeah.
Tom Berenger from the movie Platoon, Sergeant Barnes with the lightning bolt scar on his face. Like, that is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. And I remember when they're like about to stitch me up, the doctor's like, Ryan, you're very lucky. So it went right under the point of the dowel rod, went right under my eyeball. So I had a little bit of like irritation, but it didn't hit it.
Yeah.
And he was like, if that had been a millimeter higher or on an angle, it would have sliced the bottom of your eyeball. He's like, and then there would have been nothing we could do. We would have had to like just take your eye.
Take it
And
out.
I remember thinking, like, and I'm like kind of numbed up, and they're like, I'm looking down and I'm watching them stitch my eyeball up or my eyelid up, and I was like, I can't believe he wasn't a millimeter higher. I would have lost my eye. Then I would have been the kid on the street with the eye patch.
You would have.
I would have lost an eye, and then my brain goes to, I get a cool glass eye.
You get a cool glass eye.
Cool fucking glass eye.
But that is also the beginning of your villain arc.
Oh, I know. Dude,
you're a bad guy.
I wanted to be an arch villain.
Yeah.
I wanted to. Dude, when I watched
your art is you're basically right now, not an arch villain, but you're almost like a villain with a heart of gold. You're like a bad guy with a heart of gold.
Oh no, that's what you want to be. You want to be the nemesis with a code. That's what you want, dude. You want to be the bad guy, like no women, no children, like those, like one of those guys.
Yeah,
like Leon the Professional. In all regards, not a good guy. He's a hitman.
Yeah,
he kills people for a living.
You've just been grizzled by the world.
The
circumstances around you grizzled you.
Yeah.
but they couldn't. The circumstances couldn't.
You
get
couldn't
to your
Mensur my heart. You couldn't. You
Yo,
couldn't
my
wound
heart
my
stood its
heart.
ground. Yeah, my heart just stood its ground.
I was like, "Fuck you."
And I listen, and that brings me to addressing our listeners
Oh yeah,
who have basically. I mean, they're the Mensur masters,
dude, they're fucking killing it right now.
Yeah.
Dude. Thank you so much for
Goodness
supporting
gracious,
the show.
yeah. And I can't thank these people enough for coming out to our show.
Oh, I know. What a wild fucking. That was so good.
So many people in that audience were seeing us do stand up for the first time.
I know.
Which is
Isn't that wild?
It's crazy.
Isn't that crazy to fucking think, dude?
It's and what's also crazy about it is like people will see us on podcasts and we're silly on podcasts. We're having a good time.
Sure.
But they don't know that stand up is our thing.
Dude, it's crazy.
Because it's not the same for everybody. Some
I
people
know.
are like really good on podcasts and then they're okay at stand up.
Sure.
People don't know that like stand up is what we are good at.
Dude, and what I do appreciate the most is, with that point in mind, what I do appreciate the most is like when people will be like, "Oh, I saw you in this sketch, or I saw you on Tires, and I saw you on Real Ass Podcast, rest in peace, or fucking Zach and Miko Midnight Spook Show, or fucking Legion, or whatever."
Or the Morning Zoo. Shout out Morning Zoo. Guys.
Yeah. Fucking, if you're not on the Morning Zoo, get on the fucking
Get on
bus.
the Morning Zoo. I was just on there, so people have already been reaching out and listening to the podcast from the Gas Digital version. It hasn't even come out on YouTube yet.
Yeah.
And people are already reaching out. So shout out Morning Zoo.
Dude, fucking rules. But like you have people saying stuff like that, and again, it is. I'm very appreciative of it. But then they're like, "Yeah, we didn't know you did that." Like because I think people think that when they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna see a dude I know on podcasts do stand up," I guess he's just gonna be doing like a verbal, like just a live podcast. I don't know how else to explain that.
Yeah.
So I think that's what people are like having in mind, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, that was actually something way different than what I thought it would be."
Yeah, because
like,
you know why it is? Because I don't think people realize that we're actually, as far as stand-up is concerned, we're gay artists. We're
Straight up.
our exterior is too grizzled.
It's too grizzled, dude.
They don't realize that we put our passion, our heart into stand-up.
Dude, and that's, it's crazy to mention the grizzled exterior. That is why as much as I wanted to lose an eye, I wanted to lose an eye. I almost lost this eye once, and I almost dude, there have been so many things that I've had.
You got 2 eye patches.
Dude, I thought if I had been
Double patched.
dude, honestly, I wouldn't even be double patched. I would be that dude who walks around with like a band, like a fucking like headband over his eyes. I'd be like,
slightly bloody and dirty.
yes, all the time. I wouldn't even try.
Like frayed. It's frayed.
Yeah, and it would
dirty.
be, dude, it'd be long, so
Yeah.
when the wind blows, it flaps.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, but I knew, when I was a kid, I had no inkling of doing stand-up or being in entertainment or anything like that. But I knew, when I started doing stand-up, I was like, man, I don't think anybody would want to hear stand-up from a dude with no eyes. I don't think anybody would want to hear stand-up from a dude with an eye patch unless all of the stand-up was revolving around yo, look how fucked up my face is right now. It's like an elephant in a room you have to address.
Yeah, and your catchphrase is like, well, I don't see it that way.
Yeah, it's I bet you didn't see that coming. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Got to turn a blind eye to this joke, huh? I knew if I was severely disfigured, I don't know if I'd be able to do. I don't know if I'd be able to.
Nah, man, severely disfigured in this day and age right now for stand up is a bonus.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
But when I started in 2013, I don't know if people were like, what's wrong with this dude?
Yeah,
my brain would be like, are they laughing at me, or are they laughing at my jokes, or are they laughing because look at this fucking terrible victim.
Yeah.
We have to give this person some praise. He's clearly on stage thinking he can just go up there and do whatever. It's like, nah, man, I'm trying to I'm trying to cut it up with y'all. Please don't pay attention to my terrible fucked up face.
You would have to bring if you went with the headband with the flowing back, you have to bring like a fan.
Oh, I would always bring a fan.
Yeah.
I would have it like, you know how like Bob Dylan had the harmonica?
Yeah.
I would have it attached to my neck, and it would just be blowing constantly. And that's how I do it. But I do. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, absolutely,
for listening and coming out. The show was so good. What a fucking fun
so
time.
good.
What a fucking fun time.
Yeah,
it was so. And it's funny because when we thanked everybody last Sunday.
Yeah.
We thanked everybody last Sunday, and we were like, "What a great show!" And then like we got done, we're like, "What if we fucking eat shit?"
Yeah.
We were really worried that we were shooting ourselves in the fucking dick with that, but it turned out to be an amazing time. What a great fucking time that was. So
and it just feels good, you know.
Yeah.
Like like somebody came down from Massachusetts.
Yeah, Boston. They came all the way from Boston.
Crazy.
Wild. And it was such a good time. And also, Soul Joel, thank you for putting us up there. That was a fucking banger time. Always a good time at the Soul Joel.
And I also have to give Joel credit for dealing, because like we one thing that we have in common, we're both like, I wouldn't call either one of us lazy people. We're pretty industrious people, but we're both procrastinators.
Without a doubt.
We wait till the last
to do it.
But we can do it all in a day.
Oh no, we turn it on.
We can turn it on.
We turn it on.
We go listen. I'm not asleep for a couple days. I know I've had 3 months.
I've done a lot of things day of.
Yeah, I'm more of a crammer.
Yeah.
If you
I'm more of a. You know what I am? I'm one of those guys that doesn't jerk off for a month and then shoots the biggest load.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
All in one day, one spot, and I get it all done.
Yes.
But yeah, it was.
And you also have to be, when you're that person, you have to be okay with failure. Like failure cannot be something that deters you, because this methodology, you're gonna fail sometimes. You're waiting to the last minute
I know.
to get it all done.
I've failed.
You're gonna fail.
I've failed.
Dude, you want to talk about failures?
I've failed, dude.
You want to talk about failures? As a matter of fact, I'll say this. My ability to fail and keep it moving as if I didn't fail for the next project.
Oh yeah, you keep your legs moving.
It's one of the things that I admire most about me.
It's just my
ability to fail.
Your ability to lie to yourself. Just be a guy concocting another lie like, nah, this is fine.
Yeah.
This is totally good.
When I grow up, I'm going to be just like me. In that department. I can't wait.
I can't wait to get my shit together and just keep lying. It's going to be amazing, dude. Yeah,
but the successes feel that much sweeter.
Dude, the success, you know what? It's like, I don't know if I procrastinate that often. Like let's put it this way. If I procrastinated and then every time I did it, it was a failure, I'd probably stop. But it's the
stop procrastinating.
Stop. I would
I'd probably just end it all.
Do it.
I'd probably just Mensur myself to death.
I'd stand in front of a mirror, just be like, "You need to fucking get shit." But I think it's because of the success rate with the procrastination that I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That is the problem.
That's the problem.
Getting successful with the procrastination is like, it's a dangerous thing.
You want to know what's holding me back in life? My successes.
Yeah. It's really put a damper on.
Every time I succeed at something, it is negative reinforcement.
Dude, it is Icarus wings every time.
Wait, I know you said Icarus wings, but it almost sounded like you said Nicarus wings. Which sounds even more spot on as a description for what we have going on. Yeah, I have a Nicarus wings complex. I have a Nicarus wings complex. It's when you wait too long.
You're not on time for anything there.
Yeah.
You just wait too long for it. Yeah, I think the procrastination that I have is, really, it's turning the screws, and it does work. It does work. That's the thing. It does work, and I think that's part of the detriment. Like I'll say, I'm gonna boast, man. I'm gonna say 80% success rate with procrastination. 80% success rate. Don't get me wrong. There's that 20% huge.
The 20%.
20% is gigantic.
A lot of people see me in that 20% and they don't know how I can go on.
Straight up. I have fucked shit up so bad.
That 20% of the times that I fail is 100% failure.
Oh yeah, no, there's no, there's
Just decimated.
It's a disaster.
It's for sure. Call FEMA.
It's a Katrina level fucking thing, dude.
Yeah.
It is fucked up. And the worst part is when you fuck up that bad, you think that like when you have those disasters, those Vesuvius level fucking disasters, your brain would be like, all right, do you see what you did there?
Yeah.
This is all because you waited an hour before you had to do all this shit. This is you could have if you did this 2 days.
Yeah.
You even give yourself grace with the procrastination, which is even crazier. You're like, you know what? If I did this like 2 days, say you had a month. You're You know what? If I did this like fucking 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
I would have been fine.
That's it.
I would have been fine with this.
I cannot tell you how many times in my life I peed a little bit in my pants and there was nothing obstructing me from the bathroom except the thing that I was doing that I didn't want to leave.
Straight up. It's wild, dude.
Just a little tinkle.
Just a little bit.
A little tingle in the pants.
Because you're like, fucking, I'm done.
It's
I am out. And I do that a lot. I'm a lot of like, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah, I don't go to the bathroom because I have to pee. I go to the bathroom because I'm peeing.
Yeah. I'm peeing, dude.
Yeah, I'm peeing right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
You either get me a bathroom or don't. Where's the bathroom? Is it all around me right now? I don't give a shit. I just think that they're and I will say again with the success rate of the procrastination, and my failures are inexcusable.
Yeah.
But my successes are those to be marveled at. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not like you did it.
Yeah.
It's always like, damn, dude, you did that, and you're like, right on.
And you know what else too is it's shocking. It's shocking that we both are procrastinators to the level we are because we both have obsessive personalities. So once we lock into something, we can be we can deliver a high level of quality because of our attention to detail. Because like that's wrapped in our obsession.
Sure.
Like I can obsess over small details of things and make things a high level of quality.
Gotcha.
You know. But it's like some like, I was really worried for this show because, it was like we knew we had the show for a while and we were just not really promoting. And then like the week of, if not like 3 days before the show.
I was going to say 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I was on the way there. I was like, yo, you guys got to come out.
Yeah. It was a
I'm just holding up a flyer to the window as I'm driving by like, yo, you check this out, dude.
But we did it.
We're on the way.
We did it.
Yeah, it was a great fucking time.
Yeah, next time though, like 2 weeks beforehand.
Yeah.
And then next time, like,
you're already procrastinating.
2 weeks sounds like a lot. Like maybe like 10 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, that's fucking wild. 14 days, get out of here, dude. I can bang something out in 14 minutes. I'll get all that. I'm fine with that, dude. And it's like, again, it comes down to the fact that like there have been times where I have put off, like. I think it's because, and again, maybe it's different with you. Mm-hmm. When I get in, like, I'll use an example. So with Awful Wrestling, all of the props I have to make for the matches I have, I'll have an idea. I'm like, this is what I want. This is the idea. And then that idea is almost like I turned a motor on in my brain, and the wheel is spinning the whole time. Even if I walk away from it, it's like the Ron Popeil routine. I'm like, I'm setting it and I'm forgetting it, and it's still gonna be. It's still gonna be there. I can go back into slow cooker, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll go back, and that's where like even I'll wake up in the next morning.
I George Foreman grill my ideas.
Yeah, you Foreman grill your ideas. You're cutting the fat, dude. As where I'm just like I'm flavor injecting. I'm like I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Fucked up, but I'll let it go. So like my brain is still putting the parts together. So then when it comes down to the wire where I'm like, I got to do that. I know all the parts I need.
Yeah.
I know
You're
all
just
the parts I need.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I've thought about it and like, I'm doing something else and I'll be like, oh yeah, this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is part of our story. This is part of the World War Fun story.
Straight
the
up.
Genesis. This
Yeah.
is part of the origin story.
It definitely
It's because like, listen, like that might, we were talking earlier before we got on the mics about like people always claiming autism and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think like my savantry, right? Because I'm
Is that a word?
well, that's part of my savantry. Making up words. That's what I do.
My savantism.
My savantism. Yeah,
You're very
savantistic.
savantistic. You're savantistic. What's up with Sidney? He's a little savantistic.
I am savantistic, man, because like you were saying, like I can build things in my mind and get all the parts and stuff, and turn it around and see all the different
It's
angles.
like the Iron Man thing, where he's just throwing things and he's putting his hand through it. I do that in my brain.
I do that in my brain.
I do that in my brain.
Which is like, and again, I think that's why I can be confused for a smart person, because I can see things in my mind and I can also articulate the things that I see very well. Like, so then I can trick people into believing that I'm a genius even.
Yeah.
Just because I can like puzzles, I'm really good at figuring out puzzles just by looking at them. That's me. I'm that. That one puzzle where
I love how you're like genius season. I'm pretty good at puzzles.
I'm sick of puzzles. I'm sick of puzzles.
I can crush puzzles.
Dude, give me a puzzle right now.
Like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm a genius. Give me a puzzle.
Yeah. Well, no, not this puzzle. This was hard.
No, that's
give me a different
Get
puzzle.
the fuck
Give me a
out
different
of
puzzle. But no, I mean like brain teasers and things. So you know that one brain teaser where you have like rows, you have like columns, and on those columns are like discs with colors.
Oh
and
yeah,
stack them all
I don't remember what that's called, but I do know what that is.
So eventually you want to end with all the same color on each pillar, right? Dude, I can do that in my head.
All right. Can you do it physically?
Yeah. Okay. I can. So like,
because I can do it in my head too. Dude, I can look at being like, I'm done with that.
I can do it in my head and then regurgitate and then have some. So like one time, me and Ansley were at a thing where we had to work as a team to do that.
Sure.
And I was like, just give me the other teams like racing. They're just like trying all these things, but you got to do it in the least amount of tries.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So they're going and making mistakes and going back and stuff, and I'm like, no, just wait, just give me a second. And I just like did it all in my head. Nope, got to do that over. Got it. And then I was able to tell her exactly what, and we won.
Yeah. I was gonna say, did you turn and she was asleep?
Did
you start to move it?
She wasn't there. She was never there to begin with. I was in my basement by myself. I had like pieces all over the place. I'm at home, like convincing myself that I'm like doing the Rubik, but I'm taking apart the Rubik's Cube and then putting it together.
I'm like, I know what I'm doing, baby.
I'm so good at puzzles.
You have no idea. It's like, no, Sidney just lost his mind.
Yeah.
He's in the basement taking apart games.
And putting them back together.
It back together.
He has a deconstructed Hungry Hippo. Yeah.
We don't know what's going on.
His mousetrap is all over the place.
To pop him out of trouble, it's been a problem. It's been a problem. He's lost in trouble. He's in trouble right now, dude.
He's under the Monopoly board. I don't even know what's happening here.
Damn those Parker brothers. Damn them.
I'm trying to build an infrastructure so we have plumbing.
You don't get it.
That would be funny to be able to be like a blue collared worker for Monopoly. Like it doesn't have a sewer system.
No,
like Monopoly.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Like there should be like a subset of the game where you can do like.
Well, so they have all the municipality, but if there's one guy's like, you don't even get it. There's one that's like, oh, you landed on water treatment. It's like, no, you landed on sanitation. I don't want it.
Yeah, but you get insurance.
You flip a card and says you don't know what the fuck I go through. You lose $50,000. It's like, fuck you. Yeah, there's no is there, before we go on another tangent, is there with Monopoly, I haven't played Monopoly in a little bit. Mm-hmm. Is there any cards that like are like you've completely
You flip over a chance card and say, you're gay. You went from questioning your sexuality to landing on gay.
come out to your parents, go directly to jail. You're like, oh no, I didn't know I was playing Middle Eastern Monopoly.
Yeah, go straight to Boardwalk and start a burlesque routine on the boardwalk.
Drag brunch? No. Dude, how there isn't gay Monopoly, I don't even understand.
Drag brunch.
You have to start drag brunch on Park Place. Oh no! That's the fabulous Monopoly is right there. That's a $1 billion
Yeah,
idea.
it is.
And
That
you know
is.
what? If someone's like, "Yo, you got to make fabulous Monopoly," I would wait until the last minute.
Be glitter everywhere.
I already have all the parts moving. I just said fucking drag brunch on Park Place. That's all I need. It's fucking wild, dude.
I already have the boas.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
You just make all the pieces a little bit more fencing.
Oh,
Just
my God.
Everybody's fencing in the
Yes.
pieces. Oh,
I mean, isn't there already one of the pieces is a high heel shoe? Am I making that up?
you might.
There are new Monopoly pieces. Have you seen that recently?
There are new ones.
Yeah.
Are they like modernized as one, like a
They
cell
are.
phone? Or
I
something?
don't know if there's a cell phone, but they're definitely okay. So you say something while I look this up.
Hold on. Say something before I railroad this whole fucking conversation. So my honestly, Monopoly pieces for what are we?
Okay, I got them.
We're in the 22nd century?
Yeah. Wait. We're
25. We're still in the 21st?
Yeah, because it's the.
Oh, we are. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, retarded. Sorry. Yeah, I know I'm retarded. I keep saying Iran. I know everyone's like, it's Iran.
Dude,
did you see those comments?
No, I did.
Did you see those comments?
But that's the thing. It's like,
Look, buttholes. Look, dudes.
they correct us in the nicest way.
Look, man, I'm gonna tell you right now. I've been saying Iran for too long to say Iran.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to shit on any Iranian people.
It is what it is.
I
man.
say, dude, it's like, I know people who say, like, I say hoagie. People are like, it's hoagie. I'm like, it's a hoagie. It's a sandwich.
Yeah, it's hoagie.
Shut up. I get it.
Well, let me go home and talk to the rest of the people in my family.
Get over it.
As a matter of fact, I'll just give them a call on the phone.
Get over it, homo. No, I've been saying Iran. I don't even know why. I think it's because everyone around me has always said Iran.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm sorry for all the people listening and watching. My vernacular, my cadence, the way I say things, I'm sorry if it's a little bit off for you.
It's off.
But I'm not going to stop saying Iran.
Yeah, listen, we're doing the best we can, guys.
Yeah, I'm working on it. So my prediction
for the new pieces. Okay, can I tell you which pieces were replaced? That may help you.
Okay.
Okay, so three new pieces.
3 new pieces.
The pieces that were replaced were the thimble, the wheelbarrow, and the boot.
Like we don't wear boots anymore.
Come on, man.
Wild.
Yeah.
A thimble I get.
It was a tattered boot, if I remember correctly.
It was a warm boot.
Yeah.
It's Monopoly, dude. You got to work your way up.
It is. You got to pull yourself up by the bootstrings.
You're not going to get to drag brunch without some boots.
You can't. Come on.
You need them kinky boots. So I think, so thimble, wheelbarrow, and boot are gone. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with cell phone. Mm-hmm. Cell phone's a new one, right?
Good guess.
All right. Oh, my God. So the car's still there then. You still have the car. Mm-hmm. The top hat is still there, which is wild.
Yeah.
You'd think you replace the top hat before a boot.
But a top hat will forever be a symbol of opulence.
Straight up. I get it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Dude, imagine a top hat with a 6 scar.
Yo. Scar.
Dude, that's
top
oil
hat.
baron.
Yo,
You're
straight up. Dude, if you were wearing a top hat and the scar went all the way down your face, dude, now that's
a billionaire.
That's straight up billionaire.
Yeah.
Actually, I would, before we even get off topic, I think every billionaire should have a scar on their face. Every fucking one of them.
Yes.
Musk, Bezos, Every one of you should have a scar on your face. And I think it's because it shows people like, yo, you definitely paid for all of that.
Yeah.
You definitely got there.
And no anesthesia. Just like somebody should Mensur your face.
Yeah.
And then you have to sew it back up yourself.
If you get a $150 from some dude walking, dude, that's a fucking sick thing. So cell phone.
Cell phone.
Is there one an iPad? I think they're one in the same. No, that's stupid. That's retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely cell phone. What else would there be? Is it like a NutriBullet? Is one of them?
There's gotta be a better way.
Is there a new, as seen on TV, fucking dumbass product that doesn't make any
it's
sense?
a ShamWow.
Yeah, it's a shame. Is it the slap chop? Okay, so cell phone. Is it a diabetes patch?
Ooh, it's close.
Is it a diabetes patch?
I'll let that. Yeah, I'll let that play.
Is it something like that?
Kinda.
Okay, so cell phone diabetes patch, kind of.
Yeah.
And then, the third one, gender neutral bathroom sign.
Oh my God.
No fucking way.
You ready? All right. 1, penguin.
Mind blowing.
2, T-Rex.
What?
And 3, a rubber ducky.
Wait a minute. Those are the three.
Those are the
ones?
3. So the thimble, the wheelbarrow, and the boot were replaced by a penguin, a T-Rex, and a rubber ducky.
Retarded.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with anything. There's no way that's all monopolies are replaced with that. All monopolies.
Yeah.
Dude.
That was in 2017. That replacement happened. The Great Replacement.
You know what? That's when the boots were going. The shoes will not replace us. They were so mad about it.
Yeah.
So a T-Rex,
A T-Rex,
a penguin,
and
a what?
a rubber ducky.
Okay. Look, man. Look. The rubber ducky, I maybe can get behind.
That's the one you get behind?
It's a dumb object.
It is.
It's a dumb thing.
And it's also bath. It represents like bath time joy.
Sure.
You know,
It's childish.
it's childish.
But here's the other thing. The dog, sure. We already have a living object in these pieces. The whole thing is that every piece is kind of different. The dog's still there. The Scotty dog's still there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need other living shit. And a T-Rex is retarded. What is a T-Rex going to do? That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, but you got to think if you had a T-Rex, you have the monopoly on something. You know what I mean? It's like you can claim whatever you want.
Sure, if you're John Hammond from Jurassic Park, he's a billionaire. You can kind of do whatever. I guess that's what it represents.
You show up riding a fucking T-Rex.
Would you ride a T-Rex? Would you ride a T-Rex?
If they were rideable, if I lived in a world where if I was the first person to have to ride it, like if you showed up with a T-Rex and like Sidney, you have to break this T-Rex and ride it. I'm gonna say, see if Ryan wants to do it.
And I show with no eyes. I'm like, I guess I'll do it, dude. At that point, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I've always thought of him as a T-Rex whisperer.
Yeah,
if you will.
Just me putting my hands out and then just being completely eaten. That would be sick. I just think
that's the new Mensur.
Oh,
see who can tame a T-Rex first.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. We're
Yeah.
close. We're close with cloning. We're this close to fucking having dinosaurs, which is also just kind of retarded. I don't think we should be. We shouldn't be cloning extinct animals.
Why not?
I don't think we should.
Should we clone animals that are not extinct?
I think we should clone if anything.
Because we got to clone.
We're gonna clone.
We're gonna clone.
We're gonna clone hard, dude.
Yeah.
Cloning is inevitable.
Yeah, you can't stop me from cloning. I'm an American.
And they're procrastinating.
It's gonna be in the Constitution.
The problem is with cloning is there will be procrastination with the cloning.
Yeah.
Where someone's like, I should have cloned this couple days. Fuck.
Fuck.
That's where the problems are going to be is it's going to be some dude who's like, I waited too fucking long to do this, and now we have a fucking monstrosity.
Yeah, distract them for me. I'm almost done.
Yeah, dude. But I think when we're talking about, the cloning of mastiffs, people are trying to bring back
The woolly mammoth?
the woolly mammoth and
Yeah.
not mastiffs. Sorry, the
Yeah,
woolly
mastiffs
mammoth.
are dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say mastodons. I was fucking up.
Yeah,
Mastodons. I don't really understand why we're doing that, and it doesn't really make any sense. We don't need them. They serve no purpose. They went extinct before mankind had a thing to do with really causing them to be extinct. Not saying that hunting didn't happen within the Neanderthal race. I will say that I don't think they obliterated the woolly mammoth. I don't think they obliterated the mastodon. I think it just happened to be the ice age was on the downswing and they died.
The ice age was on the downswing.
On the downswing, and we got some of that global warming coming in.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're planning on doing that.
But we also like to bolster your point. I don't know what bolster means, but I'm gonna do that to your point. Chesterton's fence, like we talked about the other day, like
Sure.
we shouldn't bring them back unless we know exactly why they went extinct in the first place.
I think we do. I think it was,
we don't. Know
I think it was.
Dude, we don't know.
I think it
anything.
was the changing of the planet. A woolly mammoth does where all the woolly mammoths were. It's now hotter. It doesn't make any sense for them to be there.
What you're saying makes a lot of sense, but that doesn't mean. You know what I mean? Like it's like, dude.
Airtight argument. You know what I mean? Doesn't
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It makes a lot of sense, but come on, come on, man.
Come on, dude.
Are you kidding me?
You can't. I think.
But my guy, my guy,
for real.
yeah,
For real. I think if we're gonna
I'm
clone
a great debater. I'm the greatest.
yeah, because everyone's just like, shut up, you win, dude. I don't care.
But think about it.
Yeah,
Think about it.
you're Mansuring debating to a point where it's like, you see that scar on your face? Yeah, come on. I think if anything, we should clone, and this is where people would, I think they'd be like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. If we're gonna clone anything, we should be cloning fruits, vegetables, and meat to deal with world hunger. We should be cloning, mass producing, mass cloning of these vegetables, even extinct vegetables that maybe were bigger, more full of nutrients or antioxidants or what the fuck ever, something like that. The only problem with doing that is, if I've learned anything from Jurassic Park, and it's a lot,
Yeah.
some of these things, after you clone them, will start to adapt to what we are dealing with now. So they might not be the same type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Life finds a way very quickly to just change itself, especially if it's going into a couple of years. If you're trying to clone this really healthy fruit from the Cretaceous period, within a couple of years, the cross pollination with unless it's in a lab, untouched.
Yeah.
Earth will start doing some fucking wild shit to that, and who knows what it would fuck.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of one. I feel like cloning is a lot more of an expensive and laborious process than growing.
Sure.
Right.
All right. Yeah. All right.
So I don't know if cloning fruits and vegetables to end world hunger is cost effective.
You might be right.
Okay. Two, I learned this, and I didn't research it to see if it was true, but I'm going to believe it, and I'm going to also say it here like it's true. If you put a fruit seed in your mouth,
Sure.
and that allows that fruit seed to absorb your saliva, right? Then you plant that seed and grow it into an apple tree. Say it's an apple seed.
Sure.
Those apples will have the nutrients that you're deficient in, that it learned from your saliva.
What?
And it will grow into a superfood specifically for you.
Who told you that?
Instagram. Who the fuck do you think told me that? The same person who tells me everything. Mr. Instagram.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is an awesome thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it real?
Come on.
I can't.
Come on, man. Think about it.
Dude.
Think about it.
If someone that sounds, I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like an old wives' tale. Sounds like like somebody from an antiquated period be like, if you do this, you get if you put cheese underneath your pillow, you won't have headaches anymore. It sounds something along those lines.
My algorithm is affected by the fact that I live with a hippie white chick with dirty feet.
Sure.
She's for sure one of those people.
Now, have you experienced any truth to that? Have you experienced? Has she done that, or did she just learn about it too, or are you keeping this information from her so you can lord it over her later?
Okay, so the first thing that my brain went to is, when I planted my seed in her, she spawned things that were better than me.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say, I had my jizz in my mouth. I just wanted all my kids to not have the deficiency.
It was I gargled my jizz and then spit it in her vagina.
I was about to make the most racist joke ever.
Oh, please do.
I was going to say you. So you put your jizz in your mouth, you spit it in your wife's pussy. Your son came out lighter than you. He got rid of the deficiency you had. And it worked. He's lacking your deficiencies.
Dude, everything that was holding me back, he doesn't got it. Oh man, which is again
amazing.
I wish more people knew this about me, but yeah. So I if you don't know, my wife is white, but you probably knew that, and also, all the people that are commenting, oh, he has a wife, I thought he was gay. You didn't think I was gay. Stop it. You didn't think I was gay. Nobody thinks I'm gay.
You know what's funny? I got comments about me being dumb, and then I say I ran. Everyone thinks Sidney's gay. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not retarded. And you're like, yeah, and I'm not gay, man.
I know I say a lot of gay stuff.
And
I sound gay. And I suck dick.
Yes, and I put my jizz in my mouth.
I gargle my own jizz,
I was trying to create a better version of myself. I am sorry. Egg on my face.
Jizz on my face.
Come on my face.
But yeah, so my wife, she's white. And my son, our first kid, is still to this day, he's 12 years old. He's as light as his mother. He's one of those. Dude, that was paternity Mensur. that was like they kept like basically what happened is they kept waving an infant in front of my face, and as they waved him, he got whiter and whiter, and I just didn't flinch. They were like, we can't go any whiter. We're just going to have to get it.
We're going to have to hit it. We're going to have to hit with this. But you know what? You manned up. You didn't move, you didn't move away, dude.
I manned up.
You did.
I caught that baby right in the face.
And now you got the whitest child on the planet, dude.
Yeah.
Wild. Yeah, I do.
But that was a great racist joke, by the way. I needed people to know how great it was.
It was. Like as soon as you started saying that, like when you went in the seat, I'm like, so wait a minute. You're alley-ooping this so hard, dude. And I was like, nah, maybe I'll just sit on it. I was like, nah, I can't just fucking.
That was a racist alley-oop.
It was pretty. You were just like, the funny thing is, the best thing about that alley-oop is that it was an unexpected one. You didn't know you were alley-ooping. You were just hook shotting.
Yeah, I was shooting.
You were just like, yo.
That wasn't a pass. That was a shot.
And here we go.
I mean, I did shoot an airball technically. I mean,
I was about to airball that.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, I just fucking dunked it through with friendly racism. It's how it goes.
It's like the back of your jersey where your name is. It just says KKK.
It's not even a number. It's just a burning cross on there. It's not even a number. Just like, yeah, dude. You know how it is. You know how we be here. Like, yeah, we told you to take that fucking jersey off. It's like, I'll only take it off if you retire it and hang it from the bleachers.
Or to be your number could be like 6/18, June 18th, because you don't you don't recognize June 19th.
And when they hang it from the bleachers, it's with a noose from the fucking
yeah, New Jersey's hanging in the rafters.
like, what is that? Like, they retired it. They retired that jersey with good reason. I didn't even want it. I didn't even want that jersey.
Listen, I don't anticipate it every episode, but every episode we get on a racist riff. That is like my new favorite thing in the world. It's my new favorite thing on the planet. Like every week we have a new riff that is like, that is my new favorite thing.
I mean, you went pretty hard with that burqa snatching one, dude. That was wild, dude. Yeah, I'm just gonna commandeer burqas. I'm like, I don't know if you can do that, dude.
No, I made a clip about that.
Yeah.
And like
I saw.
So when it first started, like I always like play, my wife has like she is like a little rascal in liberal clothing. Do you know what I mean? Like she likes like comedically, like she likes all the things that we like comedically.
Sure.
But she will like roll her eyes as she laughs at it.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Like she's a girl about it.
She's a fucking lady.
But basically what I'm saying is she sleeps tight at night.
That rolling of the eyes is clicking a dial that says fall asleep early.
That's what she counts instead of sheep. She counts her own eye rolls at me to get to sleep every night.
She's sleeping tight, dude.
So like the clip started. And like the first thing she does is she rolls her eyes because I think it starts with me talking about, and then like she commandeering burqas.
I can't believe
so
it.
She like rolls her eyes.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, she's laughing.
Yeah. All right.
And she was like, "Okay, that was good."
Yeah.
It's like,
it takes a bit, ladies.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're an acquired taste.
Give it time to cook.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just go like it's not good already. I get it. Believe me, I've been there. I started watching, there's been so many movies I watch. I'm like, this movie sucks. Mm-hmm. And then I have to get to the third act. I'll sit there the whole time. Yeah. I'll see if it's good.
Like, I didn't know this movie was going to get racist.
I'll get.
Wow. They should have had that in the trailer.
Why didn't they lead with this? Come on. Could have been good, but Jesus Christ, now it's all right. It could have been great. Yeah. Could have been great. They really procrastinated with that racism there.
Could have been the perfect movie.
Could have been amazing, but they didn't do it. They just didn't do it. I don't think I ever plan on it going as racist as it does get.
Yeah. It's fun though every time it gets there.
But it's a goof.
Sometimes some episodes I'm like, man, we're not even gonna like the last episode.
Sure.
I was like, oh wow, we really didn't do anything, and then the burqa thing happened,
dude.
At the end, it was like, oh, here we go.
You manifested.
Now we're cooking.
Like, wow, we really got through this with nothing. With not a goddamn thing. Oh, wait a minute.
Here we go.
Here we go. And you just pulled the fucking cord on it. I mean, was I expecting you to so cavalierly say commandeer burqas? No. I've never heard someone just so, just devil may care attitude, just saying something that
my heart was in the right place.
You're like, I'm just gonna snatch these off people's heads.
Yeah.
What could they even do about it? No, I don't care.
The funny part about it, I didn't say it, but like I was laughing because we were laughing at how it's a hate crime to commandeer a burqa. But there could be a loophole. Like, is it still a hate crime if you commandeer the burqa, then put it on?
Yes.
And then, but then,
the answer is
but then
yes.
I stop a crime in the burqa.
Wait a minute.
I commandeer the burqa to stop a crime.
So there's a crime
There's a crime happening.
There's a crime happening.
Yeah.
You're running down the street.
Yep.
And you go, excuse me, I need this burqa. Yes. And she's like, what?
Yep.
And then you just yank it off of her. and then you put it on,
and it comes off in one fell, like whoop.
you throw it up,
Yes.
and it just falls on top of you.
Yeah.
And then you run to where the crime is happening.
Yeah, to stop someone
And
from jaywalking.
You thwart a criminal wearing a burqa.
I definitely thwart.
And then after, are you standing on him with a gun and then you rip it? It's like, and that's what I said. It's like, who is this? Like, it's Sidney Gantt.
Yeah.
Is that, and that doesn't cancel out the hate crime.
It doesn't get, or what if I use it to Bugs Bunny a bad guy?
Use it to Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, like I make him think that I'm like a pretty little lady in a burqa. And then I trick him into stopping his evil villainy.
Remember how earlier you're like, people think I'm gay.
I'm not
Like
gay.
I get why people think I like.
I'm just an outside the box problem solver.
Yeah, your dick is way outside the box and it's in a man's ass. You are way outside of a box. Any box. There is no box near you. You are boxless, dude. I think it's I guess if you are bamboozling, to trick a man for some reason, why are you tricking them? Is it a criminal?
He's a criminal.
You're tricking a criminal.
He's like at least like a social, like maybe he wants to like make all the ladies in the burqas. He wants to subjugate them somehow.
Sure, and
you
need to
commandeer a
infiltrate.
burqa.
Yeah. How far do you let him get before you're like hands up?
Like he's starting to lift the burqa a little bit, but like not so high that it reveals my knees, but you can see the top of my socks. like right where leg hair starts. You see a little bit of leg hair, a little bit of shin hair above the top of my socks, but not my knee.
Lift it up. He's like, he just he sees the Adidas logo on the sock. He's like, wait, what is this? Yeah, I think it's funny to bring up burqas and bamboozling people.
Yeah.
Do you remember? We actually did have a form of Mensur a little bit ago.
Okay. You and I?
Everyone.
Oh, the world.
No, Philly.
Okay.
We did. It wasn't so much. I wouldn't say we were standing our ground and fencing, but it was a thing where honor was a big part of it.
Okay.
And that was remember the Philly silly assassins? Where we were walking around with dart guns.
Yeah.
Shooting.
Did you know that I started that?
I did not know you started.
Yeah, I started that. I am the architect of that.
So, when everyone was doing that.
Yeah.
So, Mike Logan and I, apparently I was one of Logan's targets. And then it ended up that I shot somebody. And then when you shoot somebody in this game, you acquire whatever target they were. You get a target. If you kill your target, you get the target they were targeting. So I killed somebody, and then it ended up being Logan.
Oh, wow.
So we were both gunning for each other.
Yeah, you were spy versus
spy.
spy.
And it was wild. And there was one point in time I literally thought about getting a burqa. I'm not kidding. I was like, I know where Mike works.
Yeah.
And what if I was outside wearing a burqa and I waited for him to leave and I was just walking down the street wearing a burqa and I just threw the burqa open and shot him.
Oh my God. Could you imagine witnessing that?
And when I brought this up to the girl I was dating at the time, she's like, I don't think you I was saying it kind of with isn't that a fucking awesome idea?
But yes.
I was like, wouldn't that be cool? And she again rolled her eyes so hard that she almost fell asleep. She's like, I don't think you understand that if you were to do that, people would just see what they presume is a woman who is now a man throwing open a burqa with a gun.
Yeah.
And I was like, when you put it like that, I was like, when you put it like that, maybe that would be not the greatest.
Men do everything better.
And she was like, don't do that. She's like, I know you think it's funny. I'm like, it is kind of, come on. Man.
It's hilarious.
That's the ultimate disguise.
It's hilarious. It's awesome. It's badass. It's clever.
He wouldn't know that it was me.
Dude, it's tactically genius.
Yeah, that's. I was thinking yo, you got to go deep cover on.
Yeah.
I gotta shoot this dude with a dart gun or else it's like, oh, I can't do this.
You gotta understand, this is a tournament.
Like, you don't get it. You clearly don't get this.
Yeah.
So she was like, like, that's very. She's like, I'm never going to be the one who tell you that, like, that's very inappropriate and insensitive. She's like, but that's pretty inappropriate and kind of insensitive. And I was like, you know what? You're right. And then I still did look up how much burkas were. I did.
Yeah.
Pretty expensive.
I believe it.
But then I was like, what if I make my own? And I was like, because I was like, how hard?
Last minute, like right before you were going out there. Oh shit! He gets off work in 15 minutes. I gotta hurry up and make this burger.
It was like, I should have known his burqa had Ninja Turtles sheets. They had Raphael all over that. It's an old, like, I should have known. Why was it just a fitted sheet?
Oh, you would have to make it so that like your face was coming out of the windshield of the paddy wagon. Yeah. Like your eye holes is the windshield of the paddy wagon.
Dude, I did ponder like how could I get away with it? And then I was like, well, if people saw it, like, would they be mad? Like, how many? And I was like, I don't give a fuck if anybody's pissed off. And then, I decided not to do it because I was just like, I'll just see him in the streets, dude. We'll just do this. And then eventually he did get.
I'll catch him outside.
No, he did get me.
He got you?
He did get me.
Dude, it was, you know what? It's crazy. That was years ago.
Actually, do you remember you settled the thing?
I had to. I settled all the disputes.
You settled the dispute. We were at Helium, both Logan and I. We're at Helium.
Yeah.
I remember everyone was walking around like
with strap.
Yo,
everybody had every comedian had that.
And it was almost like Helium was the Continental. Like nothing could happen there.
It was Helium. All of the places where there are open mics, inside the open mics, where it was
I don't even remember that rule.
Yeah, because it ended up being people only respected Helium.
Yeah, it ended up. Not this time. We're sitting and Mike walks past me, and I was just like, I don't know, because I didn't know I was Mike's target yet. Mm-hmm. But you're suspicious of everybody.
Yeah.
I fucking don't trust that goddamn person.
Yeah.
And then Mike like stops. He's like talking to somebody, and I'll give it to him, dude. Played it very nonchalant.
Yeah.
Great. Like, dude, he sat. He's like, "Yo, what's going on?" And he's like, he did the thing. He's like, "Yo, I was like, all right. And he's like, this fucking. He's like, how much fun is this? Mm-hmm. It's so much fun. I was like, yeah. And then he's like, check this out. And I was like, what are you doing? And like, then he was just showing me like the type of gun he had.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's sick.
Dude, people were nerfing up. People were modding their nerfs.
It was wild.
It was crazy.
It was nuts. So then he like showed me. He's like, yeah. And then he walked and then he turned and fired. He walked away, turned and fired. Like 2 paces, turned, fired.
Yeah.
But I shot him. Dude, we shot each other at the same time.
Wow.
At the same time. And the fucking, who the fuck was sitting at the table with me? I can't even remember who it was. Yeah. They were like, what is happening? Like, they didn't know what was going on. They're like, what the fuck is going on? And then we were like, I got you. And then we called you over and you were like, what happened? And then luckily, who the fuck was that? It's killing me. They were like, no, they literally shot each other at the same time.
Yeah.
Like,
it's starting to come back to me.
You're like, it's a draw.
Yeah.
Like, you're both not dead.
I remember that being the solution.
You're like, you're both not dead.
And then I also said you guys cannot shoot each other for the rest of this.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to do it.
Yeah.
And then we were just like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then we got trashed. And then we went out of the bar and got drunk.
Yeah, because you guys couldn't shoot each other the rest of that night.
The rest of that night.
So you guys were good.
We were good.
You guys can go spend your gold coins.
It was wild, dude.
That was fun. That was right before the comedy scene schism.
Yes.
That was like the last thing that we did while all of us still got along and had fun and enjoyed each other's company.
Yes.
And then we did that, and then like 2 weeks later, after that was done,
everything
we all hated each other. Yeah. Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it?
That's great. Because like that was like the like all the comedy scene. It was like the fucking the alt scene, the black scene, the edgy scene.
Yeah,
like we all did that.
Everybody
we
was
all
in on it.
were one scene.
And it was a wild thing, dude. It was wild getting your dossier and the email. And
how fun was that?
It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Man, because we did that in college one year, and it was like the best thing ever. We used squirt guns.
Oh, that's great.
So we would like squirt, and then like you wouldn't even like the fun thing to do was like you would squirt somebody, and then you'd point like you'd like let them like mill around and you point at them and they
Yeah.
see a wet spot on their shirt and it's like fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The target, my first target was Robert X.
Okay.
And he was walking out of Helium. And I remember I like followed him. That was the crazy thing is I followed him.
Yeah.
Like just like follow, and I had this like small little guy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and then like I kind of got close enough to where he turned around and I just shot him directly because you weren't allowed to shoot in the back.
Yeah, no back shots.
No back shots.
Yeah.
So I just like waited because I knew if he turned around and saw how close I was, he's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" So I just waited, and then he stopped at like a corner, and then he like turned around. And I was like, he's like, "Come on, dude!" It was like 2 days into starting this, and I was like, "Give me your target."
Dude, that was fun, man. That was like just getting to be an assassin for that
it was
time
fun.
period.
It was fun.
You know,
It was fun.
Like it. What a time.
Yeah,
what a time.
What a great time to be alive. And look, I would say bring it back, but I don't think
we don't have the scene for that.
Yeah, we don't.
It would have to be like our homies. You know what we should do? We should do it with our listeners. We should play an Assassin's game with our listeners. Everybody, we don't even know what half of them look like.
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Dude, you know what's going to happen? You're going to do that, and then you're going to hear footsteps behind you. It's like, oh, you're gay.
Yo, how about that? How about our listeners that we'll play gay assassins? So what you have to do, and this lets us know that you're one of our listeners.
Okay.
Right? You have to walk up behind us and whisper into our ear, "You're gay." And just like what would be awesome is if we turn around and you were like gone. You know, if we're like turn around,
yeah.
you know, you're gone, or maybe
just
like
hear
go to
it?
the other side of us and like keep spinning around with us.
It's like a squirrel going up a tree, and you're just like, I can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. I
mean, I think it would be even better though if I'm like you know, you're staying in, you're holding court with a bunch of comedians, and somebody walks up behind you and they're like, "You're gay," and then you turn around and you're like, "Oh, that was awesome!" And you like shake their hands and hug them. Yeah.
I mean, I like that, but I think
Listen, whatever he says, do it anyway. But go ahead. Do this to us.
No,
if
no.
you see us
Do
at a
it.
show,
Do it.
you see us, please
do the you're gay
sneak up
thing.
behind us and say you're gay in our ears. Dude.
Again, Sidney really leaned into the gay.
Dude, yeah, you're gonna lose your mind at Skankfest.
You're gay. I was like, I was talking to somebody. I just got called gay 50 times in a row. I wasn't planning on it. I wasn't planning on it. Yeah, I think you bit off more than you chewed on this. I think you.
I mean, that's.
You opened a gay Pandora's box.
This is World War Fun. We got to. We got to. We have to open up the world. of fun.
You launched a gay nuke. Is what you did. Your finger should not be on the button, dude.
We're eventually gonna have to have a gay peace treaty with Gato. Oh my god!
It's like, yo, we have to have a gay ceasefire right now, dude. The gayness has got out of control.
Yeah.
Too many people, too many casualties on either side.
We have to stop the gay nuke proliferation.
We know one of you is enriching your gayness. And we have to stop this before it gets out of control. You can't have a gay nuke. They can't have it.
Yeah.
You're giving these people the opportunity to develop gay nukes.
Yes.
You're not thinking about it, dude.
You're gonna gay nuked.
Gay nukes. You're gonna create a fucking doomsday is what you're gonna have, dude. It's gonna be a doomsday.
Or we could like make it personal, like for like the actually we'll switch it. So for you, they'll walk up to you and be like, "You're gay," and then for me, they'll walk up to me and be like, "You're retarded." Or you can switch it and have it be, they'll say gay to me and retarded to you. Or it's pronounced Iran.
That's actually better. Yeah. If you sneak up and just say it's pronounced Iran,
and they're still coming up to me like, "You're gay."
Actually, you're gay and it's pronounced Iran. There you go.
There he is.
You're gay and it's pronounced Iran.
Yeah, that's Mensur.
Holy shit.
Where are we at here? Oh, we're good.
Yeah, I think we did
Yeah,
it.
we did it again.
We did it again.
did it again.
What we declared war on is one, procrastination. I think that's definitely
Procrastination,
We
for
definitely declared war on procrastination.
That happened.
I think we declared war on standing your ground as a man.
Standing your ground. You gotta stand your ground, man.
Definitely, and somehow declared war on Sidney being gay. we somehow went right back to Sidney being super gay again.
We can't say that. That's going to encourage them.
I'm declaring war on you being you guys. It just happened, dude. I didn't think it was going to happen that way. We went super racist and then went gaysist. It was fucking wild, dude. It was a shift. I didn't think it was going to happen, man.
Yeah, please Mensur us in the streets.
Yes. You're gay and it's pronounced Iran.
It's pronounced Iran.
It's Iran, dude. Holy shit. Thank you for tuning in to World War Fun. I'm Ryan Shanner. Sidney Gantt, thank you
Let's
so
go.
much. Make sure you tune in next week on Sunday. We're going to be dropping another gay nuke all over you guys. Declaring World War Fun.
Yeah, and subscribe, rate, review, and comment. Do all that stuff, man. We love you guys.
Thank you so much.